lack of boxing abilities or style. I was at a point that 160 pounds was too much for me to come down to. That's what I think made me lose the fight. I don't blame it on my style or any preparation that I had. I've always come prepared to fight.
As for David Banks, he is coming off a contender win over Donnie McCrary. David is still learning on the job. He is athletic, awkward, and very much aware of what to do tonight against Miranda.
He's an animal in there. I mean, he's going to come straight at you, and he's going to try to outpower you. And that's not my style. I'm more slicker. Stay behind the jab, hit him with a lot of right hands, and keep moving. Move away from his power right hand. I think I'm really going to frustrate him. I think he's underestimating me. He's looking straight past me to Pascal, and that's the wrong thing to do.
I know Banks is well-known. He was in the contender. He made his name there. But he's fighting Miranda, and this fight will be over in 6 rounds.
Will Miranda have his way? Will it be 6 rounds? Or will Banks cash in on a big upset? Teddy Atlas has the fight plan, sponsored by AutoZone.
Hey, with AutoZone as our new sponsor, I thought it was only appropriate if I used a car analogy. Is that okay with you? You're going to be the Volkswagen, and I'm going to be the truck. And the truck would be Miranda. I just think Miranda might run right over this little Volkswagen. Now Banks, the Volkswagen, is going to box a little bit, and he's going to try to make turns a little bit. Miranda, who's very strong, he's going to walk inside, get inside, and at some point when he's inside, I know Banks is going to look to tie him up. And when he does that, he puts his left hand behind, he leaves a little space. Miranda has a dangerous right hand. Bang, bang. That could be it. That could be the end of the night. And the truck, well, it drives off into the sunset. Okay, the question I know all you guys are really eagerly waiting to get the answer for, how's this little Volkswagen going to deal with that big old truck? The Volkswagen, of course, is Banks. The truck, Miranda. Well, I know how. I think I know how. You ever hear rack and pinion steering? It's really good stuff. That's exactly what Banks is going to need. I'm going to be Banks. First of all, he likes to counter. He'll slip over, bang, bang. He'll slip to this side, bang, bang. But one problem, he comes back to the middle and he gets caught. This is where the turns come in. A little steering. Slip over, bang, bang, step and turn. If Banks can do that, then maybe he can steer his way to a very, very big victory.
Big crowd here at Hard Rock Live with the Pantera towels, the nickname for Edison Miranda. And this is his home away from home. Resides in Puerto Rico now, but fights often here at Seminole Hard Rock.
Commands at all times, protect yourselves at all times. Anything below here is a low blow. Right here, this is a low blow. Shake hands, God bless.
Carlos Acemino is our referee. It is scheduled for 10. The ring experience is brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. And all that experience and the ledger of Edison Miranda. The knockout percentage, 81%. He opened up his career 21 for 21 with knockouts. 24-year-old David Banks. His father was shot and killed before he was born. Greatly affected, obviously, his childhood. Coming off the Contender Season 3, and now the biggest step up he has ever taken.
One of the things, of course, that Banks is bargaining on, or banking on, pardon the pun, the stars have to line up just right when you get a big upset with one guy who's so much physically superior as Miranda is over Banks. And some of those things that are lining up, or that at least Banks hopes lines up, is that Miranda will be looking past Banks, and by looking past him, maybe only looking for a knockout, only with one shot, instead of using the jab to set it up.
Those 17 first-round knockouts, that big gaudy number you see from Miranda, keep in mind most of that came in Colombia and the Dominican Republic, a phase in his career where it was obviously just too much for overmatched opponents, and also a phase in his career where he was still being taken advantage of. We told you in detail all the hardships he went through, but he had a promoter and manager that he says basically gave him nothing And then he found himself here with his current management and promotional team in South Florida, where his career has really taken off.
Again, if you want to score a knockout, usually there are other elements involved to set up that knockout. You have to get in position. Sometimes you have to trick your opponent. You have to set him up with a jab. Banks is hoping that Miranda doesn't bring those elements. That Miranda just thinks that tonight is going to be an easy night to score a knockout, and he's just going to look for one shot at a time. And Banks figures if that's the case, even though they're dangerous shots, I have a better shot of avoiding one shot at a time. Banks loves to counter with right hands, Joe. He'll slip to his right. He'll make you miss the jab sometimes. And he looks to do that.
Well, remember the dose of right hands he gave Peter Manfredo last summer? There's that counter right hand that Teddy talked about.
Well, right now, Banks is not on the Autobahn. We were using the analogy of cars. He's not racing around the ring, but he's stepping around the ring just enough to keep Miranda turning a little bit and not set to punch. Just enough to keep Miranda a little off balance and diffuse some of that power a little bit. In other words, Banks at least has a plan.
So far, putting it to effect against Edison Miranda as we come to the end of round number 1.
Time to punch!